Hey everybody, it's Rory from ANSgear. We're upstairs with the brand new CF20 Pro mag. We're gonna look at this new beauty of a setup right here and look at the differences between that and the standard CF20 magazine. So here we got our CF20. Let's get her open. First thing we can see is that it is more of an AR style as far as the look, having a little bit of a curve to it rather than just a straight up and down magazine. So aesthetically, I think it looks a little bit more pleasing than the other mag does. Now, for comparison's sake, there we go. We got one of both. Features wise, at the top right here, the winding wheel and the top setup right here, basically the same. Same follower setup right there. So the follower is designed, this green piece right here, is designed to pop up into the breech of the gun, and if the bolt tries to cycle through, it'll block the bolt from being able to move, and therefore the gun won't cycle like a real weapon would do. And so it's basically informing you like, hey, you're out, you need to change magazines right there. So that pops up, and that's why that goes up on there. They both also have the dust cover, or the new one I should say has the dust cover as well. So if you are putting this in a vest or pockets or something like that, it helps protect the rounds inside there from getting dirt, sand, paint, mud, whatever happens to be in the elements from getting inside the magazine. Now, when you go to put this into the marker, there's this tab that you see along the side right here. That tag gets, the tab hits up against the little ledge and gets opened up and pulled down when you slide it into the magazine. So you don't need to open the tab up or the dust cover up. Just put it in your magazine and it will automatically open up and go. Big difference though is down here. So we're talking about the lock mechanism to open this up and this one right here. So let's wind both of these. Both can be wound by hand, but that knob is recessed down in there kind of far, and it's hard to get your fingers onto and turn it. It is very possible, and it is not difficult to do. I find it easier to use an Allen key, so a 1/8 Allen goes inside there, and you can wind that up. And you can see the follower moving through. On the standard CF20 mag, you want to make sure you stop when you get to a position of resistance right there, and then stop. Now with the springs wound or compressed, that's when you can open the door. On the new one right here, just like the old one, don't try to open the door when the spring is in its uncompressed state, or the spring's going to want to come out and go all over the place. So on the old one, you would turn the knob and you would lift it up and you would have access to everything in there. On the new one, this cover, this clear cover, this smoke cover, I guess you'd say, wraps around the bottom and then locks on at the bottom down here. So you just lift that up and it's easy to lift, and that piece just comes right off. All right, so now you have the same capacity as you did before. It's just when you have rounds that are going to be up towards the top, they're going to go up inside there. Whereas before they would just be, you would see them right there. Now you're not going to see them. Dump those out. So this will fit 68 caliber, so the round ball, 68 round ball, 21 balls. You kind of just dump them in there, sort them out. Come back here. There we go. And I'm trying to push on it. Don't have much room for anything else to go in there. We take our lid, put it back on, make sure that there's two little tabs right here, that they slot into their tab section, and then snap the bottom in place. If you don't snap the bottom in place, you're going to think that it's locked, and you're going to go to put it in your gun, and this door is going to open up, and boing, things are going to go everywhere. And that's what we're going to do. Now, if we wanted to have the dust cover on, push that, dust cover shoots up. And then if we're putting it up in the gun, this little tab, I'm gonna move this out of the way just so I can get all this stuff over here. When you pull this tab down, I don't want these to shoot all over the place, but I want you guys to see it so you can see the ball kind of inside there. I'm gonna pull it all the way down and it's releasing the paintball out, pushing the balls out of there just like that. Now for first strike, I'm gonna undo the bottom. Oop, nope, I almost had a problem right there. If I had undone that bottom as it sat right here, that spring would have gone and shot right out of there. Glad I caught that. Push our follower down. Wind it back up. Now, take the door off. And then for first strike stuff, we want to make sure that our first strike rounds always face the inside. You don't want to put them in like this, because that's not the way they need to be facing when they come out of the magazine. They need to be this way. So the rounds should always face inside so that they're lined up properly. Now, we talked about capacity for 68 caliber was 21 rounds. For first strike rounds, it is 20. So we're right on the button with 20. We're gonna put a couple in there and load it up. I'll just show you how that's gonna sit. So I'm gonna take those, I'm gonna kind of just push them up a little bit. Now feeding these, or let's say loading these when you're on the field would definitely be tricky, just because, you know, there's a lot of things going on when you're on the field. People are shooting at you, trying to run around, you're trying to move, you're trying to go places, you're trying to do stuff. Not to say it's not possible, but definitely would be harder to do. But hey, it's definitely possible. Got a couple more right here. Get those up in there. Looks like we got two more we're gonna fit in there. There we go. Perfect. Take our lid, our cover, and make sure that we snap it on there. And again, if we want to cover for dust or protection, you can do that. And then when we're ready to go, up into the gun. Gun releases this section, and then everything's going to come out of there. A couple things about the new magazine. The new magazine, the CF20 Pro mag, will work in the EMF 200 as well as the EMF 100. It will be compatible with the old one, no problem. If you have the old one, so the EMF 100, obviously it works, the CF20 standard works in the EMF 100 without an issue. If you're trying to use these in the EMF 200, with the 200 comes the ambidextrous mag release lever. It does not come installed in the marker, but it does come in the parts kit. You need to install it into the gun if you want to use the older style magazine in the new gun. The new magazine works for both, no issues. The old magazine, you have to install the ambidextrous mag release to use it. Other than that, here we go. Same construction, same durability, same capacities, same functionality as far as the winding wheel and the tops. It's a little bit different on just how you access the feed area to get the rounds inside of it. Other than that, it's not hard at all. But here we have them. The brand new CF20 Pros are in stock right now. Get yours today at ANSgear.com.